Look, frustrated is the word I'm going to start off with here. When we talk about Man United against Liverpool, it's the big story of the weekend. Ten Hag in or out? Where would you say, as a non-United fan looking at it? Jamie Carragher obviously said, at the end, it's about the players. He didn't say that. He said, get him out. Gary Neville said, give him time. Where do you sit, Brazier?
You say in, out. I'm saying he's shaking it all about at the moment. I think I'm leaning onto the way of out, but he could still be in. But I was watching the highlights back this morning. I got to catch a little bit yesterday, but it just felt like, I said to you this morning, it felt a little bit like Ollie at Watford. It felt some of those performances were sort of the players had sort of. I just felt
way back.
I feel like we're on the way to that, and I just feel like there's so many simple things that he could be doing, and those mistakes have caught, like throwing De Ligt in against Liverpool when he had the chance to do it.
De Ligt played well.
No,
but
he's saying just like get up to speed. Obviously, Xerxes starting his first game against Liverpool. There were so many chances to do this in earlier games, and then you have this big fire pit, and ultimately that's because of him. So I think the next 4 weeks we're going to need to see change. Do you think Mason Mount would have started again if he was fit?
100%.
And now that's crazy. That's not football. That's crazy.
You know what? We'll get into the Ten Hag out in debate. Get your comments in. We'll read those out. Obviously, we're going to have our say. But I suppose the first place to start off with is that obviously I have the United Stand, one of the biggest football communities in the world. Loads of people getting involved yesterday. We ran a poll on my match reaction, Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out. I was quite surprised that it was 50-50 because after that game, a lot of people are hot-headed.
Yeah.
So 50-50 still retains a Ten Hag support, which is, I suppose, a positive because I think it's too early. But frustration is completely and utterly justified. Like, I'm frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. I spoke about Casemiro. I spoke about Rashford. And a lot of people sort of coming to their defence saying, Rashford put 2 crosses in. I feel bad for Casemiro. I stand by that this morning. I stand by that because I think that there are... I blame Ten Hag for it, though. I'm not going, Rashford's the problem at Man United. I think something sinister is going on there. It's almost like it is Marcus Rashford at Football Club at times because he, it's not my opinion. 75,000 fans booed that substitution yesterday. Paul Scholes has said maybe it's time. So it's not. You're not reinventing the wheel there. But my point is, I think frustration. We're all frustrated. It's not really about the intricacies. We're all frustrated, and I think ultimately that does go back to the manager.
Yeah, we are live as well, so make sure you get your different chats in. And Gaza Baba, I think that's the way you said it, says switch the managers, you get the same result. And maybe a lot of fans are thinking that, but I really don't, because I think the decisions, your eggs are coming to hatch, aren't they? Chickens are coming to roost. Is that the right saying? There's a saying in there. I think with it looks a bit scrambled egg for me because that. Everything they do, whether it's from last season to this season, all those decisions are just coming back to haunt him now, where they have a little bright spot. It's like Rashford. How many times have we sat last year, this year? He just needs to move on. And it becomes the conversation when ultimately Casemiro, I mean, it's one of the most stinking performances. And even that, like last year, Jamie Carragher, live on Monday Night Football saying, when you know it's time to hang up. And like him going off at half-time and the young lad coming on, I just feel like.
But I think that Carragher comment is just really simplistic punditry, and it's playing to the masses, and I get that. But I also think it's really simplistic from Carragher because as a Man United fan, all right, when you know your legs are gone, they're gone. Hold on a minute, I'm on 350k a week with 2 years left on my contract. Hello, I'm not very good anymore. So you know that millions of pounds that you're going to give me over the next 2 years. Forget it.
Yeah.
I've had a good career. You're not going to do that. So it comes back to, again, you mentioned Mount would have started. Why are we playing a 4-2-4 in the Premier League? You get an absolutely run through. The left-back situation, Salah got 2 assists and a goal. So that's from the left side of the pitch. And I think a great point as well is I'd love to get opinion. Look, we're going to talk about how good Liverpool is. It's not a Man United show. Liverpool were bloody incredible. And I think, big shout out to Slot, which he will get his in a moment. But we're talking here about Manchester United and whether Ten Hag should be sacked, will be sacked, because I think he is on the pathway to it because of his own doings. But I think the Rashford thing's really interesting, Will, because when I criticised Rashford yesterday, I'm not criticising Rashford, I'm criticising the selection from Eric Ten Hag. And you think about frustration, we're all frustrated, but I don't go and do a match reaction and just go, Rashford shit, get him out of my football club. I actually said, I don't really blame Rashford unless he's picking the team, because Ten Hag picked the team. Ten Hag played him for 90 minutes. And when Garnacho got brought off, 75,000 United fans booed that decision because they're tired of the favouritism. But Rashford put 2 good crosses in yesterday. He did. But let's watch the game, because a lot of people won't have got Oasis tickets at the weekend, and some people will be frustrated because they're basic new Oasis fans who will go, I don't get to watch Wonderwall. There'll be other people who get frustrated going, I wonder whether they were going to do a new album. Will they play Rocking Chair? Will they play Listen Up? Different levels of knowledge and understanding. And that's what you get in football. You'll get people going, oh, Rashford's my favourite player. Don't ever use his name, you agenda-hating shit. And then you've got people going, I blame Ten Hag for picking Rashford because guess what? I watch football and yes, he put 2 crosses in, but how many times did Trent Alexander-Arnold have the freedom to go forward and Rashford didn't go with him? I don't think Rashford tracks back enough, but I also think the manager is saying, don't worry about it. I've seen it time and time again. There is no way that Rashford is refusing to track back for Trent. And the offside goal for Trent nearly was a goal, and everybody would have said, where's Rashford? But I don't think that's Rashford going, I can't be arsed, because he wouldn't get picked unless he does own the club. I think that's the manager going, don't you worry about tracking back. What we want you to do is what we did with Ronaldo 16 years ago, stay up front and just attack. But they don't. Liverpool don't do that with Salah. He tracks back. So I blame Ten Hag for the Rashford obsession, because it's not about Rashford not scoring goals or being offside. He's actually fundamentally a tactical flaw in that team. And if you played Ahmad or Garnacho, they would track back. Bloody hell, if you played Harvey Barnes, he would track back. We'd be a better team with Harvey Barnes on the left than Rashford. Not because Harvey Barnes is better than Rashford, but because the way Ten Hag is obsessed with him and gives him a free hit every game and he won't track back. That's tactical. So that's on Ten Hag.
And then you speak of tactical from a Manchester United perspective. You look at Arne Slot, and then he just, in his post-match press conference with the guys on Sky, just breaks down how fundamentally the fullbacks are pushed up for Man United. Well, who does that leave? Mo Salah and Luis Diaz. Who assisted? Who scored? Those guys. You got Rashford up at the other end of the pitch, who's not helping with the fullback because he's been told to do that. So it all ties back to Erik Ten Hag, and I just can't believe the way that last season ended when he was doing those post-match interviews himself, getting all fired up. I thought, this is an assertive Ten Hag. This is a man that's really changed. And then you come into the start of the season, he's been given everything he requested, everything he wants, and then he's got those toys and he's not using them. It's like Andy in Toy Story 5. You know, you've been given the toys, he's not going to use them, so he gives them on to a new owner. He's kind, he's considerate. But Ten Hag, I don't get it. And fundamentally, it's more and more evident he is the one causing the problems. And I know 2 games is a microscope over that, but if it's the same after 4 and we go into October international window, for me, you're done. Give Gareth the call. It's the Southgate era.
Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.